Nick Hébert always wanted to be a police officer, but when that career path didn't pan out the way he had hoped in college, the then 19-year-old decided to join the military. Hébert enrolled into the military in 1999 and in 2006 went on a mission to Afghanistan for 6.5 months as a vehicle technician. During his time there, he was involved in a vehicle accident which left him with severe back and shoulder injuries.
They didn't do the proper testing or I wasn't diagnosed probably with the doctors, but we figured the next year after we had finished the 13-kilometer rucksack march, I couldn't walk. My back was locked up, so we did an x-ray and then they found out that I had suffered a pretty severe back injury back overseas.
Hébert says during his time in Afghanistan, he was exposed to many things most people would only get to watch on the television. During his mission, 22 Canadian soldiers lost their lives, including the husband of one of the other vehicle technicians.
Her husband lost his best friend in the same firefight. They were good friends of the platoon and people knew them very well. Now obviously we felt for our fellow technician that was part of our support group. And
among the 22 men and women who were killed, Hébert says some of the casualties took place within a few hundred meters from where he was stationed, and in other cases they were a few kilometers away.
It was just unfortunate that we had to lose so many Canadians during that time when I was there overseas.
In 2010, Hébert was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD, and said he didn't recognize the signs and symptoms right away because there was still a stigma around mental health at the time. While he recognizes that he is not 100% recovered, the Barrhaven resident says he is on the right path to recovery and credits his family and friends for being supportive during this time.
I've been fortunate enough to have a loving spouse and a supportive family that have been very helpful in getting me back on my feet and able to enjoy things like going hunting and playing sports and being out in the public and enjoying some of the events that we have here in Ottawa, like Canada Day and Remembrance Day, being with the crowds. So I mean, that's a big step forward in healing in my books.
Being in the military also had its benefits. Hébert said he has changed drastically since first enrolling and has changed the way he sees the world and people.
And my attitude overall has changed. I think that I care more for people now than when I did before I signed up. I think that's a product of the military lifestyle itself, is that you have to care for your fellow brother or sister in arms. And
Remembrance Day is a time where Hébert looks at his time in the military with great fondness and said it's a time for us to commemorate and remember those who fought for us.
People like to say that they fought for our freedom, but I like to think that they actually fought for the freedom of those in Europe. It was a selfless act to leave the job and your lifestyle that you had now and just sign up in the military, go overseas, and help free the people from the tyranny that was going on over there. And this time of the year, it's no longer just Remembrance Day. We have a Veterans Week now, so we have a whole week dedicated to this. And I think that it's a time to commemorate those people's efforts and their sacrifices so that we can enjoy what we have today, and that the people of Europe are finally free from what they went through, dating 100 years now.
Now, while Hébert is not currently an active member of the military, he did still find another way to give back. For the past year, he has been working for Veterans Affairs. Charlie Cenac, TWIN News.